All right. We are today looking at Unit 10, which is once again our financial literacy unit. And we're on lesson 4, which now we're moving on to the cost of college. We talked about the cost of credit last Friday, and you did an activity on that. And now we're going to be talking about how is that cost of credit going to impact, or the savings, the good and bad interest, going to affect our cost of college. All right, so the first thing we need to understand is that when we're estimating the cost of college education, we should take into consideration our expenses as well as the source of financial aid that are available to help pay for these educational expenses. Okay, so the first type of thing that we're going to talk about is the actual expenses. And the reason I'm gonna do this in red is because expenses are like the money that's going out of your checking account. Okay, it's the money that you're spending on your college tuition and fees, room and board, books and supplies, transportation, food, laundry, entertainment, gas, all that kind of stuff. Okay, the first big thing that most people think about is tuition and fees. The cost of taking the classes is what tuition is, or courses at your school. The fees might be the fees for a lab. The fees might be fees for an athletic class. They like to charge fees for a whole bunch of things. So you'll see your tuition, your price per hour or price per class, but then you'll also see a lot of the fees that are associated with it that go with it. Okay. The other thing that when we talk about expenses for college, we are talking about is room and board. And room and board just means where you're going to be living. The cost of food or a meal plan and your housing. Okay, so your housing might be anything from a dorm room to now they've got these like apartment complexes where you share like a quad apartment. So there's all types of room and board. Some schools require that you stay on campus that first year, some schools don't. Okay. And then the board is mainly the food portion. It's that meal plan. You might have a meal plan, or you might decide, hey, I can do this cheaper on my own by going to the store on my own. But then you also have to think about other things when you're talking about going to the store, which might be that transportation piece. The other things that you're going to see maybe on your expenses are books and supplies and the cost of textbooks. Now, I know most people, we don't even have textbooks even in middle school these days, but they're still going to charge you to download that textbook and any course materials that are needed. Okay, so that might mean if you have to write an essay for a class, it might mean that you have to have a blue book to write it down on, or you might have to have some kind of downloaded technology so you can take the test correctly. So that's per teacher mainly, or per school. Transportation and other. This is when we're talking about gas, entertainment. What are you going to do on the weekends? If you have any money left to do anything on the weekends, do you have anything money left to eat out or to do your laundry? Okay. Now, those are all expenses that are going out. Okay. Now, the other part is financial aid. And financial aid that's help that you're going to get for the cost of college. Okay. And that can come in several different forms. Some are good, some are bad. Scholarships tend to be a good thing. That is money that is given based on your talents, grades, or other circumstances. Okay. And that's when you hear about athletic scholarships, academic scholarships, even like marching band has scholarships. They have scholarships for a lot of things. Okay. Grants is another type of scholarship, but it's also money that's given, but it's usually based on a student's financial need. Okay. This is still something you don't have to pay back. Okay. So a grant is something that is given to you, and it's kind of like a scholarship, but it's just given to you. And instead of it being from the school, it's typically from the state, or I guess it can be from the school too, but most of the time it's from the state. Okay. Work study. Work study is money that students earn by working jobs provided by the college. Okay, that's kind of like when you're working on the college. You might work in the common areas. You might work for the newspaper. You might be a teacher's aide or a professor's assistant or something like that, where you get money that way as well. And then the last one is loans. And we've been talking about loans quite a bit. And that's money that is borrowed, which must be repaid, and usually, most likely, with that interest. And that's what we spent all of last week doing, was talking about borrowing money with a loan and with simple and compound interest. Okay. It says, describe the main difference between loans and other forms of financial aid. Well, we just talked about that. A loan is something that they have to be repaid, typically with interest. Okay. All right. So now let's kind of look and see what the cost of college might be. In this first example, we're actually going to go through and I'm going to do an example with Leo, but we're going to work through each one of these students, and you're actually going to work on Ben yourself once we get to that point. Okay. Now, I want you to understand there are at least three different types of college. You've got your 2-year community college. Okay. That's kind of like your basics. That's usually where you get an associate's degree. And that's just a 2-year degree. And some, depending on what you want to do when you get older, sometimes that's all you need is an associate's degree. Okay. Then we have our 4-year public school. That would be like UT, A&M, any of those public, just schools that are non-denominational is typically a public school. A private school is usually something that is got some kind of denomination behind it, meaning it's either a Catholic school or it's a Christian school or it's a Baptist school. So we're talking like Baylor. This is like UT or A&M. This is more like Baylor or SMU or Baylor's or SMU or TCU or something like that that has a faith-based idea behind it. Okay, so that's the difference between those. All right, so it says the table below lists the estimated expenses that Leo and his two friends will have at the schools they want to attend. Complete the table by totaling each person's annual expenses. Okay, so even though it says a 4-year public university, we're only talking about the cost per year. Okay, so to find the cost per year, this is everything for that first year. All I'm going to do is take and add these up. So in my calculator, all I'm going to do is I'm going to add up 7,800 plus 9,500 plus 1,350 plus 750. Okay. So I end up with about $19,400, and that is per year. Okay. That's not all 4 or 5 or 6. Just kidding. But that's per year, the cost per year. And that's not even thinking about, hey, did you want to buy new clothes this year? Do you need any shoes this year? That's not even building in anything like that. Okay. All right, let's look at Kate. Remember, Kate is more of like a 4-year. Remember, these are just examples. That doesn't mean that UT is $20,000 a year. It could be more, it could be less, just depending on that public university. Private universities do tend to be a lot more expensive. You can already kind of see the difference. So if I wanted to see the cost per year or for 1 year for Kate, I would plug all this into my calculator. I'm going to go ahead and give you what I got. I got $40,300 per year for Kate. Notice almost double, some more than that. All right. And then we got Ben. Ben's decided he's just going to do community college. There's nothing wrong with that. Junior college, any of those things. A lot of athletes start at junior colleges and community colleges and then transfer. So, nothing wrong with that community college. As you could see, it might be a better option to do those first 2 years there. It might save you some money too, right? So, and he's decided to live at home. I guess his parents have decided that that's okay with them. But if I add up all of those expenses for him, he's at $6,600 per year. Now, that won't get you that graduate degree, not graduate degree, but that won't get you that bachelor's degree that a lot of students, that undergrad degree. That's only going to get you through the first 2 years, but that could save you a lot if you're talking about the first 2 years at a public compared to a community college and then transferring over. Okay. It's just something to keep in mind. All right. So let's look at Leo specifically. Okay. Leo qualifies for a total of $6,200 in scholarships. Remember, that's something that they're going to pay. That's a good thing. And grants per year. And he will earn $2,700 each year through work study. So those are two things that he's going to have money coming into him. Not money he's paying out, but money that's coming to him. All right. So it says, including financial aid, what should Leo estimate the cost per year to be? All right, so Leo started with $19,400. Now remember, we're taking out, because the school, he's getting a scholarship for $6,200. And he's also working the work study program, so that's going to take off another $2,700. So literally in our calculator, I've already got this one pulled up. I'm going to subtract out that scholarship he got. Yay. And I'm going to subtract out the work study money he's going to make. So now he's down to $10,500. So now he's down to $10,500 for his works for his per year cost. So that does bring it down quite a bit. All right. All right. Now remember, this is still per year. Including financial aid, what should Leo estimate the cost of 4 years to be? So now we're not paying this $19,000 anymore. Now we're paying $10,500 per year. So I know I'm paying $10,500 per year, and I know I'm paying for that over 4 years. So if I put that into my calculator, wow, my calculator is ready to go. Oops. My calculator is ready to go. I'm going to say times 4 for 4 years. And that, even with the help of his parents, not with his parents yet, even with the help of financial aid and all that, you're still talking over the course of 4 years, you're still paying $42,000. Okay. Now Leo's parents are coming in, and Leo's parents say, hey, we'll cover 65% of the college expenses each year. So now he's not going to have to pay that $42,000. His parents have been really generous, and they're going to pay 65% of that. So how much will Leo need to contribute? So you can do this one or two ways. You can figure out 65% of the $10,500, but I like to do it a different way. I like to say, so there's 100% total. That would be the $10,500, right? Leo's parents are paying 65%. So he doesn't have to pay that amount. So what's left when I subtract 100 minus 65? 35%. So that means that Leo is only paying 35%. Remember, we have to convert that to a decimal. So I like to do the subtraction before. So I'm going to take 10,500 and I'm going to multiply that by the 35% that Leo is paying. And when I do that 10, and it's not on there anymore, times 0.35%, Leo is only paying $3,675. That's all he is going to have to pay because his parents have been really nice. I mean, that's super generous. Okay. All right. So now if Leo has 4 years to save that amount, Okay. Right when he starts high school, he's going to start saving for his first year of college. So this is what the first year is costing him. How much should he have to save each month? Now it's asking per month. I have 4 years. So if I have 4 years and there are 12 months in a year, that's 48 months. So I know I'm going to take $33,675 and I'm going to divide it over 48 months. When I take that $3,675 and I divide it over 48 months, that means Leo needs to at least save $76.56 per month. 56 cents per month for 4 years. Okay? If he wants to have everything he needs, but that's just for the first year. That's not for all 4 years. That's just to have him ready to go for that first year. Okay? All right. So we're going to look at Kate and see how hers changes since she is going to a private school. Okay. All right. So Kate's a little bit different here. Kate qualifies for $9,500 worth of scholarships, and she will earn $2,900 each year through work study. Okay. So let's remember, Kate, the cost for a year was $40,300, including financial aid. What should Kate estimate the cost to be per year to be? So she started at $40,300, and we're going to subtract out the $9,450 and subtract out the $2,900. Now, to save time, I've already done that, and I want to. I don't think I need to show you how to use the calculator for that. So she ends up with $27,950, which is much better than $40,000, right? Okay, so including financial aid, what should Kate estimate the cost of 4 years to be? So now that she's only paying $27,950, I say only, I'm going to multiply that times 4 to get the cost for 4 years. And when we do that, are y'all ready for this? And this is with that discount with her scholarship, 4 years at a private school, $111,000. $111,800. Okay, I just had to take a minute there. That's a lot of money to spend for college, isn't it? But some people think it's worth it. That's crazy. All right, so Kate's family will contribute $16,000, not a percentage, just a lump sum towards her expenses each year. How much will Kate need to contribute each year? So she's starting out with that 111. Oh no, each year. This is 4 years. We need to go back to that each year one, not 111. We're going to start here because we're talking about each year. And we're going to subtract out the $16,000 that her parents are so generously offering. Okay. And when we subtract out that $16,000, Kate's left with $11,950. Okay. That's what she is going to pay. Now, if she wants to start saving for that before college in high school, she's going to save for 4 years in high school. How much will that first year cost if she saves? How much will she have to save each month? So once again, we're taking that $11,950. It's months, 4 years, so that's 48 months. And when we do that, we get $248.96. Okay? So every month while she's in college, while she's in high school, even the summer, she has to get that much money. Otherwise, she's going to fall behind. Okay? All right. So it's your turn to try number 3 on your own. See what Ben qualifies. He says Ben qualifies for a total of $1,500 in scholarships and grants per year, and he will earn $1,700 for work study. Figure out his cost per year. Cost for 2 years because it's a community college. His parents will cover 25%. So think about how much will Ben cover? what percentage will Ben cover, and then figure out for each month for 4 years. Good luck, and let your teacher know if you have any questions. All right, let's look at just some regular questions. That was a very, step-by-step way of thinking about it over the course of several different questions. But let's look at just one single question. It says, Roberto has $2,500 in a college savings account. And for the next 4 years, he will deposit either 100 or 150 into the account. According to the table, how much more would Roberto have in his account after 4 years if he saves $150, 150, 4 years, instead of $100 each month? $100 each month. So what do you think you're going to do here? I hope you're not overthinking this. All I have to do is find the difference between these two numbers. So all I'm going to do here is $10,458 minus $7,911.44. And when I do that, I get $2,546.56. And that's how much more he will save by just dumping in an extra $50 every month. Okay. All right. So you're going to try number 5, and you're going to learn about Tanya. So you need to read about Tanya, and then we'll do the last part of the last one together. Good luck. All right. Here's the last one, and I'm going to do part of it, and then you're going to do the last part. All right. Number 6, Jeffrey is a senior in high school, and he estimates that he will need to contribute $7,000 a year towards his college education. Jeffrey has 1 year to save enough for his first year. Complete the table to show how much Jeffrey should save each month based on how much he might already have in his savings account in order to meet his goal. All right, so right now he has 0 in his account. He needs $7,000 towards his college education, and it wants to know how much he has to save each month. Okay, and this is for a year. So how many months are in a year? 12. So I'm going to take 7,000 and divide it by 12. When I do, I get $583.33. Now, what happens if he gets lots of like Christmas gifts, money for Christmas? That's what he asked for college. And he has $1,000 to put in his savings account before he gets started. So now he doesn't have $7,000 to save. Now he only has $6,000 to save over that course of that year. And when I do 6,000 divided by 12, I get $500. Okay, so you're going to try the next 2 and see what you get. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions, or let your teacher know if you have any questions. And guess what? One more video to go.